So, peace everyone. This is your girl, Ya. Welcome to Dope Truthness by Ya. So, right, I just wanted to, I am going to share my perspectives on so much that's out here, and I might have to pause this. But I might have to pause because I'm actually driving. So I just wanted to share my perspective. Oh yes, Pop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I just want to share my perspective on.
You get the 89 or 87? You should really get the 89, but
well, I really get the 87. Yeah.
That shit burn quicker. You know that burn.
I tried the 89. It was a waste of money. It burned just as quick.
Really?
Yeah, it's a small tank. I mean, it's a little car.
It'll tell you when your gas tank. I'm gonna read it. It'll tell you the speed.
Okay. Right. So that's a black male, and this is what this message is about. It's about these black men out here. Now, I'm not like a lot of people out here, especially in the black community, with all this Kevin Samuels and all this other stuff floating around. Like, I'm a little different. I love black men. My father is a black man. My brother is a black man. My grandfather is black. I have great uncles. Like, I actually have great men in my life, and I'm just so grateful for that. I am a daddy's girl, you know, like, I'm not going to say my father is the best man and the best husband and the best friend, but he is definitely the best dad. We have a great relationship, and I want to actually record and upload one of our conversations because we are so much alike. Our birthdays are in the same month. But I feel like a lot of this stuff out here, a lot of this rhetoric, especially when they talk about black women, in particular single black women, because I am single, and some of it is by choice, and some of it is because I'm just not used to what is out here. Like, I'm used to men being providers and not being wimps and not being simps or whatever we call them, but definitely being sensitive towards women emotions. Like, I'm not saying they're coddling us and hugging us, but they're not dogging us. Like, they're not calling us bitches, and they're not disrespecting us, and they're not trying to be us. It's very sad when I see black men on YouTube talk about single black women for like 6 hours. Like, that's weird to me. I've never seen that before. And just like I told my dad, like, when you worked with your father, well, not so much my dad, but I was telling my dad when my grandparents were alive, and my grandfather used to call my brother in to help him do stuff. He explained to him what to do. They had a little bit of conversation, but it was more hands-on. And I'm gonna have to pause this because my friend is changing the gas. Be right back. In the Carolinas with my grandfather, he would ask my brother to come, and they would work together, and they would have small talk, but it was much more hands-on. And the same thing with my father and my dad. It's more so, hand me this or do this, or when you do this, this is how you do this, and this is how you put this here, and you got to make sure this is in and make sure this is out. So it was more of using hands rather than conversations. And so when I see men doing commentary for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, I can't help to think, but where were they fathers? And see, a lot of this, like I said, comes from men not having fathers in their lives. Stop. Because you can tell, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but you can tell the men that really didn't have strong role models in their lives. And it's unfortunate. And a lot of it is not because of black men being so bad or anything like that. Some of it is because of, we already know, the welfare system. When I think of the movie Claudia, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and there's a scene where, you know, the guy is trying to do right, and he's working, and he's trying to take care of his children and be with this young woman and take care of her children. But because of the dynamics, you know, they had to go through the system. And there was a scene where they were, at the welfare, and he was asking questions, and the lady was responding to him, and it was just a whole big mess. So he said, you know what, screw this system, screw welfare, screw the government, screw the man, screw everything. And then, they carry on. I think something happened. I can remember, but it was a whole big story. But that's what really kind of broke up the dynamic, especially in the Black community and their families. And I've seen that in movies, because I didn't necessarily go through it, but I've seen it in movies, and I see it play out in real life, and it's a part of our mentality. And it's really unfortunate, because you can see the damage of it. Those children are now adults. They're now men, and they're now women, and a lot of their natural environment or their basic institution is spilled out into their adulthood, and it shapes and molds the way they think, the way they move, and the way they handle relationships. Some people can see the wrong and try to do right, and some people just don't know how to do right. And I feel that a lot of people who do videos, especially on YouTube, like YouTube has become a joke for the most part. Every time I tune into something about the Black community or the Black culture, it's usually garbage. And it's usually, my favorite word is goofy. And it's nothing I really can compare my life to, because I'm not bougie or anything, but what I see a part of the Black culture and the Black community, I'm not a part of. I don't find it entertaining. I don't find it glorifying. It doesn't make us look good in any way, shape, or form. It's a lot of gossip. It's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of destruction. It's a lot of back and forth. Everybody wants to date. It's a lot of false information. It's just really, really misleading, and it's really unfortunate. But I learned how to pay attention to my own life, my own childhood, my own background, my own basic institution, my own family, my own section, and my own community, because it's different. And I pride myself on being different. I don't feel the way a lot of other women feel about Black men, because I've seen Black men in my family. Like I said, my father, all the way to my uncles, my brother, my grandfather. Like, my younger brother is a couple of years younger than me, and not to say that he's perfect, but he's respectful. He's not dating multiple women. He had a man in his life who told him to pick his pants up when he thought he wanted to be like the people in high school. He knows how to be loyal. He has a career, and he has the same friends he had since day one. And a lot of their friends are fathers, and they're with their children. They're with their children's mother, and that's another thing. Only in the Black community, even with professionals and how valued men, so-called, like Kevin Samuels, still saying baby mamas and baby daddies. Like, come on. That song came out in the 90s when I was a little girl. When are we going to get rid of that? It's so stupid, and it's so disrespectful, and it's so ignorant. And we're the only community that is still saying this. Especially when the child is not even a baby. The child could be 13, 20 years old. Yeah, and we say it to be funny, but it's not funny. For a lot of us, it became a part of our vocabulary. We don't know how to say the mother of my daughter, or the father of my daughter, or the mother of my son, or the father of my son. Why can't we? And we think we're so professional, and we think we making other people look bad, but we're making ourselves look bad. And see, that whole conversation, that whole talk is not a part of my community. I don't want it to be a part. I don't want to be a part of the Black community if that's how we're still describing our children's parents. It's disgusting. There is no way a song that came out in the 90s, who the man probably didn't even write. See, when you know this industry and you know how people are, you know how things go. You know those people sit there and they write this song and they say, hey, we need you to push this in your community. We need you to say baby daddy in this song 25 times, because there's people that study how the mind works. Say this 3 times. That sounds familiar, right? Say this 3 times and it sticks in the person's mind. If you want to remember something, repeat it 3 times and it'll be forever in your mind. If you want to do this, then you have to say it this way. You got to add this beat. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't know about 432. A lot of y'all don't know about the backmasking and a lot of this crap that goes on behind the music industry to get us to behave and act in a certain way. And I always sit back and I wonder why. Why do they do all of this? Why do they go out their way to do all of this? But I see why. To damage a certain group of people, and it's us. And they're winning and they're doing it. For Black History Month. And I know this is all over the place. I'll get back to the point. But for Black History Month, they gave us Kevin Samuels. They gave us Gorilla Glue Girl. They gave us a whole bunch of black monkey people. Yes, black monkeys doing a Gorilla Glue channel because everybody who did it looked like damn buffoons. That's what